And that's what we're going to explore a little bit more today. That's what the guides really want everyone to get now. That it's time. It's time to move beyond experiencing yourself as a human who occasionally has divine experiences to experiencing yourself as a divine being who's also having a human experience. Like, we want that primary identification to be that divine being who has a human being that they're experiencing right now. Actually has many, many human beings, because from that point of view of the infinite divine being, you're aware of all your different lifetimes. And you can bring a quiet mind to any one of them. When you really shift into that perspective, you can reach into any one of those human experiences and say, okay, let's quiet that mind, or let's put this aspect of me asleep, or let's heal this part. It's like just so many possibilities open up at that point. And then, like, today's transmission more than ever before is based on last week's transmission. Like, last week's transmission is literally the foundation for this week's transmission. Like, it didn't stop. Like, this week's transmission started coming into me right after last week's transmission ended. I started getting a sense, oh, this is where it's going. This is what they want to do. The guides, and the guides include your divine selves. So the guides and your divine selves are just like becoming more and more insistent. It's time to make these like dramatic, deep transformations and shifts, because you can't do what you're really here to do until you make these shifts. And it's just time. Everyone needs it. Everybody wants it. And the other metaphor they kept showing me is like, it's like, a lot of us are still the chicks inside the shell. And all this energy is here to just like break that shell open and let us out of our shell. The shell being thinking of ourselves as limited human beings. That's the shell that needs to go away. We're going to continue to live through our human beings, but we can't limit who and what we think we are to that little tiny aspect of ourselves. And from the infinite divine being, that's all it is. It's a little tiny aspect. It's just one little tiny thing going on among all these infinite things that we're doing at the same time as infinite divine beings. All the other incarnations, all the other explorations of other dimensions and other ways of being and other frameworks. We want to get us more in touch with who we are at that level and living from that, experiencing these human lives from that place. How they're going to do that today, I have no idea, but well, I do have some idea. They said it's going to be like a near-death experience without the near-death. As usual, you just relax and receive. Notice what you notice. We'll go for about 45 to 50 minutes. Welcome, I am Mark, and this is By Divine Design. Today's transmission, which is always one of divine love consciousness, is building upon last week's transmission, which was all about opening to and experiencing the divine foundations of your life. The immense, totally secure, totally safe foundation for your life and living. Can be experienced more and more. And the more you experience this internally, the more it reflects back to you externally. has improved relationships, lovely home, flowing finances, whatever you need in your day-to-day living. So today we're going to start from that foundation. Yeah, let's just dive in right there. Okay, so that energy of this divine foundation is being transmitted to your system. It's being revealed. And each of you is in a slightly different position in relation to it. Some of you are immediately in touch with it. And I'm seeing this foundation again as these like several layers of very large blocks of marble that create this foundation for who and what you truly are as an infinite divine being, and then also for who you are as a human being. So some of you are already standing on this foundation. You're in touch with it. And your trust in it is growing with that connection, with that contact. And then for some of you, it's like you're hanging up in the air above it. You're not in contact with it yet. You're not quite trusting that it's there, not quite trusting that if you lower yourself down, something will be there to hold you up. If you let go of all the ways you believe you have to hold yourself up, that you fear there's nothing that will be there in reality below you. So we're just clearing those fears. That fear that there's nothing truly there that can support you internally or externally. Clear, clear, clear. And for some of you, it's like this foundation is an elevator that's been a couple floors below you, and it's rising up to meet you now. There's a couple other variations of not being fully in touch with this foundation. So we're just helping you to find your ground of being, your foundation of living, what this experience is for you as a direct internal experience of being supported by who and what you truly are as an infinite divine being. Would you be willing to allow yourself to experience what this is for you, here now, and in each moment going forward? And going into the past, would you be willing to allow yourself to be shown how this divine foundation has actually always been there, even when you weren't consciously experiencing it? Would you allow yourself to consciously experience it now and through every now? Yeah, and as you open to that, experience that, trust that, you might notice relaxation coming into your body, into your system, being able to relax more now. And that also is opening your ability to experience it more directly. So it's coming in as the energy and information of uplifting support. That which supports you in every way possible. This is support all across all of your needs, all of your being. And would you be willing to allow yourself to appreciate the support you're experiencing and thus open up to even more of it through that appreciation, through acknowledging even the little bit here and a little bit there. Good. Okay, everybody's connected with it. Everybody's being uplifted now to a higher vibration by this divine foundation to your living. Okay, there's some attachments to old ways of supporting yourself. So these are ways of supporting yourself that are no longer needed and or simply don't work. They don't actually create support. Clear, clear. Yeah, would you be willing to let go of old parts of your personality that believed you must support yourself, you must support yourself, you must support yourself. You must use fear and anger. Okay, would you be willing to drop all association between the feelings of fear and anger and supporting yourself? Clear, clear, clear. Yeah, that's a false association. Okay, clear, clear, clear. Yeah, it's dissolving. Okay, lifting more now. Lifting, the foundation is lifting, bringing you along into a higher vibration, more relaxation, more flow. More flow being allowed through your system as you relax. Okay, and that flow includes life force, more life force flowing through your system, which is very renewing, very healing and renewing. This life force is able to flow more freely through your whole system, opening, opening. Okay, so another layer of attachments is being brought to the surface. And again, this is attachment to what you feel you must do to take care of yourself as a human. Well, specifically, it's all the erroneous things you think you must do. Let's just clear those first. These are all, just old mistaken beliefs about what you need to do to take care of yourself as a human that simply don't apply, don't help. They just kind of keep you bound to a denser frequency. There you go. Yeah, let's just clear all of that. Would you be willing to let go of anything that keeps you bound to the denser energies and allow yourself to have the experience of all your needs being taken care of through higher vibrational energies and experiences? Okay, that's allowing more flow through the system. It's allowing you to lift higher in vibration. Good, becoming lighter now. Yeah, your whole energy system is lightening up, is letting go of density. And it's good for you to know that you're not leaving material life behind. You're letting go of inflexible attachments to material life, material living. Or the belief that, you have to hold on tight. Would you be willing to let go of the belief you have to hold on tightly to your human life, or you will somehow lose it before it's time? Okay, clear, 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 clear. Yeah, there's a set of fears that came up around that we're just clearing right away. Including the fear that you could do something wrong by letting go of the density. Okay, clear, 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 clear. Clearing away the fear that it's just bringing more awareness to it before we're going to name it fully. It's like your system is getting a sense of where we're heading with this. And parts of you froze up, contracted a bit in fear. And it's good. It's good that this is being brought to the surface. These are fears that were appropriate at one time. They're part of the veil of unknowing, creating this experience of being a limited human being. And part of that veil was to encode in these fears regarding transcending your human life. Because before now, it wasn't appropriate for you to play with the level of freedom that's you're being slowly introduced to here today, right now. Okay, we're just showing your system how those fears, those lines of code, yeah, they're not needed. They're being deleted. It's like who and what you are now is one who wants to have access to the full spectrum of who and what you are. From the human being all the way out to the divine being. With the choice to focus along that whole spectrum anywhere you wish to. So you could bring your focus to the most dense aspect of this human life and have the experience that produces. But likewise, you could also go out to the highest levels of your infinite bliss, bring your focus there and have the experience that produces. And every other possible focus in between. So yeah, would you be willing to give yourself the freedom to explore the whole spectrum of your being at will, by choice, through your intention, through your focus? And to be able to do that, you have to let go a little bit more of locking yourself into your human experience. So we're just raising awareness of where you are doing that still within your system. And we're showing you how you can release that if you so desire. And as those release, you might experience some waves of bliss, just confirming that release. Good. And then notice the expansion that just, you allow yourself to expand more into that divine beingness. The whole energy system just has much more breathing room, much more space to experience and be and explore. Okay, Archangel Metatron and his angels just brought forth their presence. They want to help take this now up several layers, several levels. So we're continuing to use that divine foundation as your foundation, that you are an infinite divine being. That divine foundation is with you wherever you put your focus. So it's here, it's below you right now, it's supporting you in just the perfect way for you to be supported. And it's continuing to lift you higher and higher through various dimensions, through various realms. Some of you might experience it as like lifting above wherever your location is right now, lifting higher above the state and or country you're in. You pure divine being now, you don't need oxygen, you don't need to breathe air as you lift even higher. Some of you might get visualizations of this, some of you might just experience the growing expansion that's rapidly increasing now. You're just lifting out of the density of that material incarnation, that material dimension. And as you lift out of that density, you just rapidly begin inflating, expanding. And that's also very blissful. To no longer be so contracted and dense. Would you be willing to allow yourself to expand more and more into who and what you are as an infinite divine being? An aspect of you continues to be aware of your human being, but your focus can continue higher and higher. With the heart of your being that you're centered in now. Yeah, just feel that attunement that's happening. Heart of your being, having the space to be the love that it is, the presence that it is. Without any distortions or density. Yeah, just let yourself get to know this way of being you. The heart of you, the heart of your being. Okay, we're actually at the transition point now between this side and the other side. So there's guides, angels, spirit family, various beings are coming to meet you and support you in this continued exploration. It might just be one primary being, or it might be several beings. whoever it is, they're helping you to reorientate even more to where you are right now, in between realms. And basically, they're highlighting for you that there's an extremely attractive source of light and love in one of the directions around you. They're helping you to be oriented towards this very, very attractive light and love. And you're starting to be drawn towards it. It is so unconditionally loving, so, so attractive. You just find yourself easily being drawn into it. And you're moving quicker and quicker so that it's being experienced more as a tunnel of light now. You're getting closer and closer to this brilliant, loving, blissful, charming source of light and love. Sometimes there's a reorientation of your sense of self that happens now within the tunnel of light. Just notice if you feel like you're shifting side to side or upside down or forward, backwards. And they just help you find the perfect orientation for you to come into the spirit world. The tunnel simply dissolves as you get absorbed into this infinite source of light and love. Just notice your internal senses and any felt sense you have, maybe the sounds here, the music, a sense of feeling at home. A sense that there is nothing but love, nothing but love, nothing but love for you. So all the angels and guides and this infinite being of light and love, the supreme divine love, is continuing to help you to adjust, to draw you ever more deeply into the truth of who and what you are as an aspect of this supreme divine love consciousness. So they're indicating they're not going to lead you through a full life review, but they are bringing to your awareness one situation and or relationship in life that they wish you to review from this place of infinite love, infinite understanding, infinite forgiveness. So just allow that to come to mind. Notice what you notice. If there's another person involved, notice how you can experience it from their point of view. And then just let that go. And you're being shown where you still need to forgive yourself. Let yourself receive an impression all about some way you have not yet forgiven yourself for something. And notice the realization comes with the healing at the same time. Okay, and now just let that dissolve. So an aspect of who you truly are, an aspect of you as an infinite divine being is total perfect knowing. Being able to receive an answer to any question you might pose. So the Supreme Divine Being is now holding this infinite knowing all around you. You are absorbed in infinite divine knowing. Just experience that first. Let that rewrite your mind, reconfigure your mind, your ability to think, to conceive, to imagine. Pure, infinite, divine knowing. This is knowing that requires no thought. This is knowing that is beyond the human mind. At a certain point, the human mind becomes divinized, a divine mind. You're being offered the experience of a divine mind, even before your human mind has been fully divinized. So this is being mapped out energetically within you. And then it's like they're turning up the volume, immersing you even more deeply in this perfect divine knowing. And now they're inviting you, the Supreme Divine Being is inviting you to ask any question and receive divine knowing. You can ask as many questions as you wish, receive whatever you receive. Small questions, large philosophical questions, everyday questions. We're going to hold the space as you experience what you experience here. Okay, you can let that come to a close, knowing you can return here as often as you wish. But this infinite divine being wishes to show you one more level of who and what you truly are. In Sanskrit, this is Sat Chit Anand. You could conceive of it as the divine mind, the divine heart, and the divine bliss of being. Activating your crown chakra and all the way up and down your central energy core with Sat Chit Anand. Okay, we're backing off a little to give you an experience of holding it on your own. Without our assistance. Just continue to surrender to this knowing, loving bliss. Okay, the connection between you here and your human body your human being, the connection is gently pulling you back now, pulling you back towards your human body, your human being in this particular lifetime, in this particular location. There's no loss in letting yourself come back all the way. You are bringing all of this experience with you. You are bringing all of the divinity that you're able to back here now with you. And each time you explore this way, more of you can come back. More of you in your infinite divine beingness remains intact as you come back. Noticing your physical body, noticing how you're receiving all this additional grace and love and understanding. Just simply let go of anything that's brought to the surface that doesn't match this higher vibration. Just means it's time to let it go. You can even actively throw it out. Just have the intention to drop all those older vibrations from your system that don't match who and what you truly are here now. Okay, it's like we're slicing through your energy system, allowing more of your divine being to just radiate out through your system, giving it more ways to shine from you. Which also it allows you to be more comfortable while being aware of both your human being and your divine being. Yeah, showing you more about how you can hold both comfortably at the same time. Okay. Once again, we're going to leave the transmission open and flowing. You have the choice to turn up the flow, turn down the flow, turn the flow off temporarily, turn it back on. But from our side, we're going to leave it open, flowing, supporting this growth, this awakening that got further initiated today. Just helping you find the perfect configuration of consciousness for you here now and for the rest of your day and onward. Good. This session is complete. Once again, we are ever most appreciative of your participation, your courage to help blaze these paths of awakening, of remembering, and of being who and what you truly are. Infinite blessings.